Bill Murray, accused of inappropriate behavior on the set of his latest film, a complaint that has now forced the studio to shut down production.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 controversial movies that got canceled.
Are we ever going to get to see The Day the Clown Cried?
No.
For this list, we'll be looking at films that either failed to complete production or receive a proper release due to controversy. Did we forget an unreleased project that you've been wondering about? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10, All-Star Weekend.
We did a movie called All-Star Weekend where one guy loves Steph Curry, the other one loves LeBron James, and all they're trying to do is get to the All-Star game, and we shot it.
Jamie Foxx's comedy has a fully loaded list of talent, but it's unlikely anyone will see it in the near future. Meant to be an all-out comedy, the movie follows two basketball fans journeying to the NBA All-Star Game.
Is that a drainage ditch coming up?
Yes, it is.
Would you mind?
Already had it.
Real hard. Real hard.
Actors such as Robert Downey Jr. play other races in roles that surely would have provoked discussion. But it's unclear whether or not this is the ultimate factor in All-Star Weekend going unreleased. Fox himself mentioned that the work is an attempt to fight the recent sensitivity surrounding making jokes. Until the filmmaker lets this project out of the bag, we'll never truly know how much it pushes the boundaries.
It's funny, it's me.
Oh, it hasn't come out yet.
It hasn't come out yet, but me, Jeremy Piven, I know I'm supposed to be here promoting another movie, but...
No, I mean, well, listen.
Just trying to get it all.
Number 9, Killing Winston Jones.
The movie Killing Winston Jones stars Danny Glover and Richard Dreyfuss. Production crews began filming on Savannah's east side.
Even with legends like Richard Dreyfuss and Danny Glover behind it, Killing Winston Jones disappeared before it got a chance to hit theaters. That 70s show star Danny Masterson rounds out the cast in a film that finished shooting back in 2012. The movie was never released and now carries some unwanted baggage in the form of Masterson's allegations.
With a judge declaring a mistrial, prosecutors in LA say they are now considering whether to pursue the charges again.
Initially slated for a 2014 release, the comedy hasn't been heard from in several years. Director Joel David Moore has since been acting in the Avatar sequels, which have likely kept him occupied over the last decade. Given the ongoing legal troubles surrounding one of his actors, it's unclear whether or not Moore will revisit the production anytime soon.
And I said, well, if we're going to be in Georgia, let's go to Savannah. It's nothing you can find in LA, which is exactly why I like it.
Number 8, Blackwater Transit. Director Tony Kaye is known for his work on American History X, but his third film, Blackwater Transit, has yet to see a proper release. The Lawrence Fishburne drama was considered by the producers to be unfit for theaters.
Maybe we shouldn't poke him like that, Doctor. Perhaps a less direct approach.
This wasn't the only problem facing the filmmakers, as the movie's production company faced lawsuits from investors. Attempts to reignite the project stalled after years of court battles for producer David Bergstein and Associates. While Kaye moved on to other work, Bergstein was sentenced to 8 years in prison for fraud committed in the early 2010s.
'Cause I am really pissed off. You pissed, John? Are you?
Number 7, Broadway Brawler. During the 1990s, Bruce Willis was one of the most bankable stars in Hollywood.
Honey, what are you doing? Where are you? Did you land yet?
Honey, it's the 90s, remember?
He decided to produce and star in the rom-com Broadway Brawler, but it didn't take long before the set went haywire. The actor disliked the general direction of the project and had several key positions fired, including the director Lee Grant. Willis's move wiped the slate clean and led to the entire film being shut down.
Make you waste your time. Time we don't have.
As a result, the performer had to pay back Disney by taking other movie parts at a reduced rate. His brash actions ensured that one movie was canceled, but he landed on his feet with the next role in the blockbuster Armageddon.
I assume you sent for me because somebody told you I was the best. Well, I'm only the best because I work with the best.
Number 6, Gore.
Have either of you spoken to Kevin Spacey?
No, never had a call. I think it's up to them to call me.
Right after filming finished on the movie Gore, the alleged stories of Kevin Spacey's sordid past came to light. It was intended to be a biopic about the writer Gore Vidal, with the star playing the title role. Production might have been over, but everything else was put on hold following the accusations against the actor.
Netflix soon announced their flagship House of Cards would continue, but without Spacey.
Netflix officially distanced themselves from the project, and it was considered canceled as of 2017. Other films and television shows followed suit, in some cases going to great lengths to edit Spacey out of the final product. There's no word yet on whether or not it'll be resurrected.
How might history treat him?
Should he be allowed to have his art flourish despite what he might do in his private life?
Number 5. Something's Gotta Give.
How does he know you? I used to come here a long time ago.
In the final year of her life, Marilyn Monroe tried to star in the movie Something's Gotta Give. It was intended to be a remake of the classic comedy My Favorite Wife. Monroe was initially unable to consistently film the project due to health reasons and other setbacks, making the production particularly troublesome. This led to her being fired in what would be her last attempt at a screen comeback.
Are you going to stay long? I don't know yet. Would you like me to?
Not long after being rehired, the actress died of an overdose. This sealed the fate of the entire feature, and it was only later that the studio revived the piece as Move Over Darling.
And you are so pretty. Are you gonna cry?
Number 4. The Day the Clown Cried.
It is the story of a clown who was once the premier clown.
Delving into a story of an entertainer during the horrors of World War II, The Day the Clown Cried was poised to be Jerry Lewis's serious turn as a star and filmmaker. The comedian's project turned out to be a self-described dud that he didn't want the general public to see.
Are we ever going to get to see The Day the Clown Cried?
No.
He gave remnants of the unfinished film to the Library of Congress, where it won't be able to see the light of day until 2024. After Lewis's death, there were renewed questions about its ultimate fate. One thing is for sure, the artist felt so badly about his efforts that he went out of his way to prevent its release during his own lifetime.
And in terms of that film, I was embarrassed. I was ashamed of the work, and I was grateful that I had the power to contain it all and never let anybody see it.
Number 3. Being Mortal.
Bill Murray, accused of inappropriate behavior on the set of his latest film, a complaint that has now forced the studio to shut down production.
Aziz Ansari was all set to direct the adaptation of Atul Gawande's Being Mortal, Medicine and What Matters in the End. But the filming didn't go as planned. According to reports, actor Bill Murray was harassing another member of the set in an apparent joke that went too far. Murray admitted to there being a misunderstanding without revealing many details.
The company, the movie studio, wanted to do the right thing, so they wanted to check it all out, investigate it, and so they stopped the production. But as of now, we're talking and we're trying to make peace with each other, I think.
Nonetheless, production on the film was shut down and an investigation was made into the incident. The movie has not resumed as of 2023, and it's unclear whether or not it will go forward without significant changes.
Now, filmmakers are reportedly seeing if there is any way to move forward with a film that is nearly half complete.
Number 2. I Love You, Daddy.
China wants to come and live with me for the rest of her senior year.
Of course she wants to come live with you. You have a giant apartment, and you have the Hamptons and the plane.
None of that is my fault.
Louis C.K. was riding a wave of success as a stand-up and television creator in the 2010s. His directorial effort, I Love You, Daddy, was poised to be his return to filmmaking. But it became entangled with a larger story about the comedian's alleged misconduct. Instead of giving the film a normal theatrical release, the distributor decided to shelve the movie as a result.
His latest movie, I Love You, Daddy, scheduled to be released next week, has been shelved.
CK's career and reputation were already severely damaged by the accusations, virtually ending any chance for general audiences to watch the comedy. Critics who reviewed it were mostly mixed, if not downright negative, about the final product. It eventually became another example of an artist facing serious consequences in the Me Too era.
Some of its scenes had already garnered criticism.
He really likes to fly close to the sun without getting burned.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Midnight Rider. This film about the life of musician Gregg Allman barely got started before tragedy struck the production.
February 20th, 2014. A movie's first scene would quickly turn into a place of real-life horror.
While filming on train tracks in Georgia, the crew realized that they were in the pathway of an oncoming locomotive. Fleeing personnel attempted to clear the site, but a camera assistant was killed in a resulting accident.
Randall Miller called us that day. He was very upset.
He was crying.
He was nearly hysterical.
It was later uncovered that the filmmakers didn't have authorization to shoot at that location, putting everyone in further danger and leading to criminal charges. The disregard for safety led to a senseless tragedy and eventually the cancellation of Midnight Rider.
Just last week, a courtroom showdown with all of Hollywood watching to determine if Randall Miller would become the first director in the history of the movie business to go to jail for a death on the set.